Pump it. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports. Nope, didn't work how I thought it would. Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Talent L.E. the Law. You know what? That's because you're still here. Deportivo Taylor. It is another En Fuego day in the hottest city in the world coming at. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I got that out of view. Hold on. You gotta adjust the camera. Oh, you know what? I just realized why that's so wickedly in view. Wrong camera view. Let's switch that up. Hold up. There we go. That's a whole lot better. Okay, let's see how things is looking. Okay, we doing good. We back in here. Where were we? You want to take it from the tippy? Oh, my people. Listen, good evening. Welcome back to another edition of my T Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Talent L.E. Delo Deportivo Taylor. It is a never in fuego day in the hottest city in the world. It is officially October 17th. Current temperature right now, as we speak, is 64 degrees. Highs today were 73. It was beautiful. Oh my goodness. Damn near brought a tear to my eye of how great it felt today. Like, you guys don't even understand. Like, we don't get this kind of temperature, or what am I saying? I guess we get this every winter, summer, fall, whatever, every fall. But it felt amazing. Because, like, everything's such a scorcher here where I'm at. Like, everything always feels like a scorcher. Like, even the hot days, like, even the cold days feel hot. But it actually feels, I feel like we're going to get, and I know for you other people, like, what some of you guys are at, you guys may be witnessing snow already. Like, it was 64. Like 64, we were seeing 64 2 months ago. Like, yeah. Okay, sucks to be you. Right? Oh, man. But you understand, like, 64 and a high of 73 on a fully sunny day. It makes me believe that we're going to get a cold winter. Which makes me like, which really is for you guys, right? It means that, interesting. It means that you guys are going to get a cold winter. And that's really the big portion of it. Like, you're gonna get a cold winter. Like, it's just gonna be rough for y'all. Like, what's gonna happen? We gonna drop down to 42 degrees down here? I'll wear pants and a long sleeve. That's the highest I'm gonna have to take it. Like, not gonna lie. I have found comfort in the Scully. Right, like, I have found comfort in the Scully. Like, it's kind of like I miss the Scully in a sense, but I have found comfort in the Scully. But let me tell you about what we got to talk about today. Let me give you the comfort food for today, right? 'Cause we got a full menu. We got a full menu for you guys. We're talking about, nope, that's not today's menu. That's Russ Uncooked. That was earlier. That was a couple shows ago, right? Wait, was that last show? Okay, that was last show. Okay, I wasn't that far off, right? Listen, we have no more undefeateds. Wait, no, I want the horns for this one. We have no more undefeateds. You understand what's going on? All right, I got a Blue Chew promo code coming up for you guys. MyT? Yeah, that's definitely that one. We got the Liberty survived. I thought the NBA season opener was today. It's not. That's still coming up. Ew. Well, we do have our birthday shout-outs coming up. Sexy Red is Prego. Ew. MyT. You play too much. We got the division leaders. We got to talk about the Cheesecake Factory. Ew. for different reasons than ew, right? We have to talk about somebody named Kyrie's got your dick? Ew. It's Taco Tuesday. I know that's still you guys are like, Taco Tuesday. Wait a minute. Is this why thing? I know you got, yes, that's why things are off. You got, normally we're here on a Monday. Today's actually Tuesday that we're here. I'm going to talk about Monday night too. Right, because what's happening is that we're working our way into getting back over the Sharkies. What I am trying to do though, right? I am testing out different lighting systems for that area because I'm gonna have to change up how I am doing my lighting, and I need to condense it and kind of make all of my lighting tabletop-ish and still keep it even, right? And even, right? Like keep it evenly spaced and evenly bright. So I have to get a new system, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that right now. That's one of my biggest obstacles. I have to rearrange my lighting system. Like I got a new light that I'm trying out right now. I still need to get a better feel for it. So I should have bought a second one when I got this one. I should have just really have bought a second one at the time. But actually, I'm tripping. I thought it came with two. So now I gotta buy a second one, so I can test it out real quick. And if I don't like it, I may have to just send it right back and then what? Because I've done this process. This is my third time in this process. I haven't found one that I just kind of like that I can easily put on a tabletop. Like, and also what happens? I think that's too small, and this one is too big. So I gotta get my Goldilocks on, right? Is it Goldilocks? The chick in the woods, Goldie Supreme, right? But I gotta get my Goldilocks on. I gotta find that just right. I feel like I'm right there. I'm almost right. Like, yeah, you're kind of soft, and you're overkill for the situation. We got a situation for you guys coming up today. It's officially October 17, 2023. I told you guys already. This is volume 9, episode 9, track 555. And I asked a question in the pre-show that some of you guys may have heard, some of you guys may have not. For anybody that was here for the pre-show, I thank you for staying long enough just to hear me ramble. Because you know what happens in the pre-show? Obviously, it's the 10 minutes or so before the show starts. Right, and obviously there's a block going on in the background, but obviously you guys can't see me. But if you're around, you can kind of hear me. And what tends to happen is that I usually have something on, right? Like right now, I have the Jets and Eagles game on again, right? And if you guys already heard one of the topics of the show, then you kind of know one direction that this is going to lead into, right? Did I tell you we're going to talk about the Patriots being done? Did I tell you we're going to talk about Jada Wildin? Did I tell you we may even talk about some youth football? We have all that and more coming up next on the MyT Sports Podcast. But you know what we say here, regardless of the time and regardless of the weather.
That's when it just clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't going to be able to take that over and 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 over again. They're just not going to want that.
It's always a good time to talk some sports over and over and over and over and over again. So let's start talking. Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. I had to get my own energy level up. MyT Sports. Man, Oh man, do we got a show for you guys today? I got my windows open. I'm telling you, the weather was sweet today. Open up all the windows in the house. House never got above 73 degrees today. Beautiful, fucking beautiful. There was a nice breeze outside. It had a little crispness to it. You know what I mean? It had all that. Put myself on the clock for all this. I had a nice little crispness to it. I couldn't even be upset. We're on an interview today. We're in the interview. The first thing the dude said, like, yo, this fucking weather we have today, yo, it's fucking amazing, isn't it? It's an old school head from Brooklyn. It was a sales gig. Ooh. Now you know I had to. You guys know me. I usually do the podcast with a sporting event on, and I wasn't like in the direction of the preseason Celtics and Knicks game was doing. I said, you know what? I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Not only this is something that I need to rewatch anyway, but it's also going to put me in a good mood and completely wash the taste of the Knicks losing in a preseason game out my mouth. Yes, that leaves a taste. Listen, it's not a bad taste. It's just kind of like the taste that you wake up in the morning and you realize you didn't brush your teeth the night before. It's more like that. Like it's not something that you dislike. It's just something that you just wish didn't happen, right? You know what I mean? Like, this is nasty. Nah. So I told you guys, episode 555, and in the pre-show, right, when I was just jibbing and jabbering, right, which ties into what's going me watching this as well. I posed the question: when I get to episode 666, should I just skip that episode and just go from 665 to 667? Or should I flip it and try to find a good way to pay a homage to 666? Because look, I know you don't beat me up for this, okay? Like some of you may enjoy this because some of you like may not like this individual. But pick up your phone and type in 666. And you tell me who pops up for you to dial. And for some of you, depending on how it's in your phone, then you let me know. But hey, once you see it, right, start dropping start dropping that information in the comment section, right? Like, drop that messenger. Let me know what happens. Like, this part of poses to one of our retorted questions of the day. Like, what name pops up when you type 666 into your phone? I mean, it is Halloween. Like, it is like Halloween is coming up, right? So I guess we might as well start asking these spooky questions, right? But before we get any further, right? And I continue to ramble some more, and I don't get into the birthday section because I keep remembering all the things I was rambling about, and I want to make sure I get all my rambles earlier in there so I can finish off all the stories I kind of led you on with, because I'll ramble on something and kind of leave you guys hanging and then go back into the real sports shit. Like, I just switch gears. Like, we have different personalities, but we know we all do. I used to joke with this about my friends. Like, every name that you have has its own personality. And because you have 3-4 different names, you are entitled to having that many different personalities. Taylor the professional, Talon the family man, Tony the bachelor. Sorry, Junior the family man. Tony was the wild guy, or is the wild guy. And Talon, that's Talon. Sometimes he's method, man. Like, there's no further to a style. It's a culmination of them all. So let me tell you guys why. In the pre-show, I don't just mute you guys for that countdown, because I don't want to I don't want to punish all of my feeds, right? So while everybody that's watching the show, it probably doesn't matter to you. Like you see the countdown, everything is sweet for the next 10 minutes. Well, on Podbean, the phone, like the line that you can call in on, they just hear dead silence. So I don't like to just mute the mic and just continue watching or listening to what I'm listening to. I don't like to just mute the mic. So what happens is that because Podbean's feed is not the feed I end up using for the full, like when I'm putting out the re-air of the podcast, which you guys know you by now. You can catch it anywhere that you listen to your podcast out. That includes Pandora, Spotify, things like that. And you'll catch them anywhere. TuneIn Radio, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, they're everywhere, all of them places. But that's not because it's not the audio I'm going to use for the podcast. I tend to give the Podbean people a little bit extra, so you get the full behind the scenes. Like they may get a little bit of the game, right? Like they may get like if I'm playing music before the show, like they may get the DJ session. Like there's a lot that Podbean gets, as well as being the app that you can do my phone line if you happen to have one of those personal people that have my phone number, or you can call in through the behind the scenes cam with Instagram. You can call in through there too. Now, the best way to call in is through the Podbean app. Right? Download the Podbean app. You go to the live segment, click on the podcast. There's a call in button. Call in, bam, you're right in there. Full best way to call into to call into the show. So I don't like to leave them guys hanging. So I get them. So that's the reason. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I don't put it on mute, and now I end up having a ramble for 10 minutes. Where I don't want to ramble for 10 minutes. Like I'd rather just play music or have them listen to, you know what I mean, or something else, and then I just kind of like hell, so I'll just kind of insert myself somewhere. And I meant that exactly how I meant that. You know what though? We run out of time here. I think I've done enough rambling for right now. I think we've opened up the show with enough. Let's. Cause we still got one more thing to take care of before we actually even talk any sports. So let's go ahead and get our. You're still fucking up over here, ain't you? Let's leave and exit. There we go. We're gonna get our birthday shout outs taken care of in just a minute, right? So you guys know how this works. If you know anybody that had a birthday on the 14th, on the 15th, or the 16th, or today on the 17th, because we took an extra day off. So that was going on, sis. We got my sis over there. I know you guys say, you know what, she gonna bless the show with some apparel for you guys. All right, but we'll see how we work. Right, we don't know when our first week back at Shark is gonna be, but she gonna bless us with some apparel so that we can add to our giveaway. We got some good stuff to give away coming up for the first show. I got some good stuff for you guys. You guys don't even know. I got some prizes. It's the first week back. I got some real prizes. I may even let you make your pick of prizes. She got me. She gonna hook me up with some holy socks. You know that shit was funny. You know that was funny. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get our birthday shout outs. Yeah, that one hit exactly where you thought it was going to hit. Hey, yo, DJ. Yo, DJ MyT. Go ahead and drop that beat for me. Uh. 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 Because, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Crip walking. Crip walking. In case y'all guys always wondering what the hell I'm doing down there, I just realized, and I realized it a while ago. I think I'm crip walking underneath there the whole time. Like I fully think I'm crip walking underneath there this whole entire time. All right, uh, but I can't post the channels. For some channels, learning more. Is that going? Okay, who can I post to? What? Read, reply. Facebook doesn't allow posting comments from your profile. If you want viewers' comments to show up on your restream chat, you'll need to make your stream public on Facebook. Okay. I thought I did that. Like, how? Wait. No wonder. Okay, some of you be like, hey, yo, like, are you not seeing my, comments? And now I'm realizing, okay, hold on. Okay, I think I seen this too. We making progress here. We making waves, people. I'm gonna try to fix this right here, right now. Right here, right now. I know we got birthday shout outs to give out, right? I told you guys, like, I'm gonna go left field. Like I have to remind you guys sometimes, right? And this isn't just a sports podcast. And I gotta make sure I put this slogan up there, right? This is a life podcast that revolves around sports. This is honestly sports life into sport. This is sports comedy. Right? Like that's really what this is, sports comedy. This is a life podcast that revolves around sports. And we gonna talk some life today. Oh boys, the life gonna hit hard today. So we need to get these birthday shout outs out the way. You know, let's go ahead and start this, right? So on the 14th, right? Alright, let's see here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So we had no birthdays on the 14th, right? So sorry, unfortunately, no birthdays for us on the 14th. Huh? That's not public. Interesting. Like I'm learning shit, right? So we had no birthday shout outs to give out on the 14th, unfortunately. So no birthday shout outs for the 14th. But we did have we do have a birthday shout out for the nope, that's not it. For the right, and that goes out to my homegirl Chloe and Vanderhurst. Yeah, Chloe, you're gonna give you a birthday shout out. She gets a birthday shout out. I know. Let's go ahead. Next birthday shout out goes out to one of the nephews, right? I want to say happy birthday to Jaden. Happy birthday, little man. Listen, I don't have a lot of kids on my social media. All right, just to let you know. So that's why I couldn't just tag him directly. That's why. So I tagged. His parents, or at least his mother, right? And she'll show this to him. She'll send out the love, right? She'll go ahead and pop that through for him, right? And let him know what was said. You run that back. Don't let the beat die. All right, so happy birthday, Jaden. Also want to say happy birthday to Michael Davis, right? Now, this is when things get tricky. Because I only know one Michael Davis to my knowledge. And from what I know, right? If this is the one Michael Davis that I know, his birthday was not yesterday. It's not today. It's not anytime soon. But you know what? Whatever. Like it's not. Right? It's not for me to have. It's not for me to know. Right? Not for me to question. I'm just out here giving the birthday shout outs. whenever they pop up. And that's really it. Like I have nothing to do with the rest of it. Like my name is Bennett and I ain't in it. Is that how it goes? All that. Okay, let's try this. Maybe this is the problem. All right, I'm working through some things, right? As you do. So let's go ahead and gather them all up into a room, right, real quick, so we get the birthday shout outs done. To Chloe and to Jaden and to Michael, I want to wish you all a happy birthday. I hope you party hard. Hope you enjoyed everything. Hope you regret nothing. But more importantly, I hope that you continue to stay MyT. And, and there goes again. And. I don't know why. I just realized that I'm sea walking on this track all the time. Hey, it's just one of them things. All right, let's go ahead and get that out of here. Nah, let's kill it. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the thing that I was on the hunt for, I don't know if I found it yet. Mark as a COVID update? No, why would this be a COVID update? Let's pin this post though. What the fuck am I managing? But I'm telling you, this is that's the. I'm just trying to figure out how the hell. Not what I needed. Giving me way too much shit. For some reason, right? I'm not getting your guys' comments from Facebook. It said there was a way for me to fix that. I got closed caption. I didn't even know I had closed caption. Look at this. This is fantastic. I didn't know I was that up to date. Yo, look at me. I'm rolling over here. But yet I can't figure out how to open up your comments. Which I didn't think your comments was locked. Let's see. If I have to do something like edit the audience. Anyone on Facebook. Yeah, see? What the fuck? Y'all just like making edit post. Let's see if that's it. Huh. No, that ain't it either. Okay, we just got to start getting into the sports because you know what's happening right now? I'm not giving you guys life. Well, I'm definitely giving you guys a whole lot of life. But I'm not giving you no sports. I'm not giving you no sports. Right now, you just watching me have to work through my issues. And you know what, though? I do appreciate it because I know what happens a lot of times that when I do have these issues that I end up trying to have to work through, I get a lot of comments from you guys later on. And telling me on how I could fix things. So that's also part of the reason too. I'm like, at least if I at least bring it up here, I know my people is good enough to try to hit me up later on and be like, hey yo, you could have fixed this by doing yada 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 yada, so you don't have to worry about that again. And I go and I try it, I'm like, oh shit. Like, then I have to hit you up with a nice little thank you, you know, invite you out to a drink. Motherfuckers be like, nah, I'm in Australia, mate. I'm like, oh, you know what? Can't buy you a drink, but I'll take a shot for you. Yeah, because if you local, like I'm like, yo, I'll just have you come through Shorkies, and I'm like, yo, let's enjoy one. Now, you know who wasn't? Damn it! I was hoping that would have been done for already, but this can work. You know who wasn't enjoying themselves this week? There are some teams that had the worst week of their year so far. Now, for some of them, they've already been down this path, Just reality is now just sitting in for a couple of them. We'll talk about them that are having that spooky reality. But for some of them, it was just a scary Sunday, right? It was a frightening night kind of night. They didn't see this L coming. It scared them. It snuck up on them. Ah, where that came from? Oh my God, I crapped myself. This is what happened. This is what we saw. They are no more. I will say this again. I was not. Sorry, it's not even saying it again. I'll say this for the first time. Maybe I'm gonna say this part again. There is no more. I'll say it again. Yes, that's what I'm saying again. There is no more. One more time for the one time. There is no more. No more. No more. No more. No more. Undefeated teams in the NFL. Oh, what a night. Wonderful day in 2023. Oh, what a special time for me. Oh, what a night. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Can I tell you how pleased? I don't even know if I should just say I'm pleased, right? Because I feel like me saying I'm pleased is a redunculous understatement when it comes to my New York. Because one of the undefeated teams in the league played the New York Jets. And if I told you there are no more undefeated teams left, that means the New York Jets showed you that at no time can an eagle fly higher than a jet. Ooh, let me talk my shit one time. As the New York Jets blew out the Philadelphia Eagles 14-20.
Oh, baby! Oh, baby!
And yes, I'm gonna call a 14-20 win a blowout when it's done by the New York Jets because we're supposed to suck this year.
Danger zone, danger zone.
So when we come out with impressive victories like this, and of course I'm dig up my chest a little bit, right? But even more so, these W's are brought to you by the good folks in Florham Park, the New York locals, and that New York Jets elite defense. Now I know what you guys are saying. Ew. But hear me out. I know what happened. All right? I know what happened. And you guys hear me talk about it all the time here on the show. We can drop this. I'm good here. You guys hear me talk about it all the time here on the show. Sometimes there's just something called low-hanging fruit. And, sorry, TikToking. And far too often, right? And there goes my phone charge. Far too often, sports analysts, football aficionados, former football players, experts in their fields, sometimes they go after the low-hanging fruit. And sometimes, we like to go above the low-hanging fruit, right? We like to go above the balls. We like to get to the shaft of the situation. Pause. Ew. There we go. Damn. So it's what was I saying? Yeah, I was talking about the New York Jets and the defense, about what you guys was talking about, and and how they were going to, just go ahead. Okay, I got it. My Rain Man shit. So what ended up happening is that at the beginning of the season, this New York Jets team came out and said that they were one of the elite. They want to be recognized as one of the elite defenses of all time. That's basically what they came out and said, right? And you guys know that's what they said. And then what they did, that they went ahead and gave you some examples of what they was talking about, like the '86 Bears, like the 2000 Ravens, like the other Ravens, right? The teens Ravens, like the New York Jets, like who else he mentioned? Well, he mentioned somewhere else, I think. And we all knew what they meant, right? Obviously, nobody's gonna be the '86 Bears. They said like. They gave you a meta. See, this is why it's important to pay attention in school. Give you a simile. Say, hey, we want to be elite like these guys. Example, 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 example. But what do you guys do? Oh, '86 Bears. Oh, my '86 Bears. You know who the '86 Bears were? They didn't allow anybody to score a touchdown all the way up to when they played in one of their trap breaks. '86 Bears. I can't believe these youngsters. You haven't played. Oh, funny, Donnie. You want like it was just ridiculous. Like you guys basically just came out the woodworks. You said some old man shit, jumped down his throat, pause, and you basically had yourself Yosemite Sam moment. He was like, I can't believe this.
Dirty Turkish Archibald Flatten Morton Philip Martin Perkaluma Burton Durton Boston Martin and Attenborough.
That's basically what y'all said. But y'all, when ultimately you knew what he meant. But it's okay. You guys could have trashed him. There's more fuel to the fire. A little bit more motivation. Maybe you could be my motivation. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I got the haze all in the throat right now. Pause. But you see what they was talking about now, right? And you see it on based off the games that they've won, or the games that they're in. It's because of their defense. If this doesn't remind you of Rex Ryan's team back in the day, where they thought the only reason why the team was in the game was because the defense was elite enough to cause turnovers, give them a short field, and allow the quarterback to make mistakes. Like if that wasn't what that defense was like, I don't know what was. If that wasn't what the '86 defense is, I don't know what was. If that wasn't what the what the Ravens defense, I don't know what was. So we understand what they meant, but let's go ahead and give credit where credit is due, right? Let's go ahead and dig up them the way that we're supposed to, because right now, as we said, the New York Jets are the one that won this game, and they beat a team that went to the championship game, right? Went to the Super Bowl, I should say, and also came into this game undefeated. They're not the ones going home saying,
Oh, my baby.
that's not them. That's the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, let me just point out some things to you guys, right? In case you guys haven't realized this. Because it happened last night. But last night, I mean, not last night. It happened on Sunday, but Sunday wasn't the first time that it happened. It started with the Buffalo Bills in the very first game of the season when we beat them. What happened? You saw how that defense is able to cause turnovers. You see the havoc that they can cause. You see, and oh, that's why I wanted to keep those up. I see. Not John Cena, but I see the method to my earlier madness. But you see the lack of touchdowns more than anything that most teams score, especially in the second half of the game. especially in the second half of the game. So when they said they had an elite defense, right? Or you knew what they were saying, but no, you wanted to dangle on the low hanging fruit, right? Like a bunch of dingleberries, like it's like some dingbats, and focus on the 86 Bears. But like I said, it started in the beginning of the season against the Buffalo Bills. What did they do? They turned over they turned over Josh Allen 3 different times. Caused him, right? Intercepted him 3 different times. Was popping bottles? Was popping? We popping bottles? Like, yeah, I guess bottles. I guess that's the simple answer. What's popping? We popping bottles? Like it's in the name. How you doing is what I'm trying to say. But I'm curious, right? I'm not curious, but so it started with Josh Allen, where we intercepted Josh Allen 3 times in that game, and won without Aaron Rodgers. And before I could talk about these other 2 games, without Aaron Rodgers, the key here to be 3-3 right now, going into I think we have a bye week next week, so to be 3-3 going into our bye. I'm not sure if it's going into our bye. We play the Giants going into our bye. Or we play the Giants coming out of our bye. I have to double check. But I know we have a bye coming up. It's real soon, right? It's either this week or it's next week. And I think our next opponent is supposed to be the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check the Jets schedule. I have it up here somewhere. So the New York Jets, they force 3 turnovers, right? Interceptions, I should say, with to Josh Allen, and that's all they have done to all of the elite. Oh, I forgot. That's right. That's the road I was going down. It was my left field. They didn't have their starting quarterback. I want to continuously remind you guys. With Aaron Rodgers, most people thought the New York Jets would be 3-3. Would be acceptable to come away with Aaron Rodgers. No. Now, granted, there's people that's like, yo, we can win all 6. Like, why do we have to lose to Kansas City? Why do we have to lose to Buffalo? Why do we have to lose to Philly? Because those were the 3 games they said we were definitely going to lose. Even with Aaron Rodgers. They said we was going to beat New England, we was going to beat Buffalo, we was going to beat New England, beat Denver, and beat Dallas. And if we're lucky, we could probably squeeze another one in there. But this was supposed to be our murderous row. You see, you hear the names I just rattled off. Nobody realized that the Denver Broncos was going to be this bad. Like, you understand? We're supposed to have the Denver Broncos in there. Like I said, Buffalo, Kansas City, Philly, New England, who we know makes every neophyte quarterback look like dirt bags. Look like wet sandbags out on the football field. So, against against Aaron Rodgers, it's like, no, Aaron Rodgers, he'll beat him. But these were our first 6 games. 3-3 would have been acceptable with Aaron Rodgers, and now we have this. So for the people outside, you realize, like, why are you so happy about 3-3? Because you understand when Aaron Rodgers goes down on the 4th play of the season, and you have to put in Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson looks the way that he looked in those first couple of games, right? You think, or even before Zach Wilson even snaps the ball, you automatically start thinking, damn, we're going to be lucky if we finish 1-5. Like, who we going to beat? Who we going to beat? Even after they beat that Buffalo Bills, people were still thinking, yeah, we going to be 1-5. We going to lose the rest of these 6 games. That's the reason why they were clamoring so hard to bring in anybody mediocre. Because they thought anybody mediocre, like a Kirk Cousins, can do what Kirk Cousins does and average and manage an average manage this team to be an average at least. At least. They didn't expect this from Zach Wilson. They didn't expect this slight improvement. Didn't expect Aaron Rodgers to come out on the field. You know what I mean? Throw some balls around and and verbally and physically be in guys' faces for them to see, and verbally be in their ear for support, or just as another eye, another voice, a common figure. Skipped out on his, skipped out on his therapy to come and be there for the fellas. Like, if you guys aren't liking this version of Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't know what's wrong with you. I'm gonna say that you're smoking that peyote, but something's wrong with you. So it's thoughts in Buffalo. They do it to Josh Allen, 3 interceptions. They play Kansas City. They get 4 interceptions in that game. Now I know the record book says 2, but if you watch that game, you know what I'm talking about. The New York Jets had 4 interceptions in that game. 2 of them were taken back. They had 4 interceptions in that game. One of them was at the end to rob us. Like, they tried to do this in this Philly game on Jalen Hurts' first touchdown. But go back. But as you continue to look at I'm talking about all the elite games. But look at all these other games. New England beat us scoring 5 field goals. Yeah, no, there was no touchdowns in that game. The Cowboys beat us. I think they only scored 1 touchdown on offense. I think the other one came off of defense, and the rest were field goals. Look what the New York Jets are doing to teams in the second half of games. Just take a look at that. And you'll see that this defense saying that, yo, we can be one of the elite. We can be as important to our team's success, like not to our team's period, and to their success and to winning, as the '86 Bears were to their team. Defense was their team. As to the Denver, as to the Jets were to their team. As the Ravens were to their team. And you see it. That they are that important, because if they ain't causing these turnovers, these games are complete blowouts. But they may give up 1 touchdown early, and then for the majority of the game, it's field goals or it's clampers. We're talking about 5's favorite snacks, all donuts. So they turned over Patrick Mahomes in the record books twice, but watch that game, you see it was 4 times. So that's Josh Allen first, right? Then it's Patrick Mahomes next, but that one ends up in a loss. No interceptions for Russell Wilson, but we just continue to make him look mediocre, beyond mediocre. We continue to help him fall out the Hall of Fame picture. And then we put together 2 back-to-back wins now by beating not just the Denver Broncos, but now also beating the Philadelphia Eagles and causing 3 interceptions on them as well. And also a fumble in this game. That's 4 takeaways. There is one stat that we all have stood with for a long time, right? Unless your team is just really that bad, or it shows you how bad your team is, right? Your offense is, when this doesn't happen. But if you can cause 3 turnovers in a game, your team generally wins. Most teams cannot survive 3 turnovers. The only way a team survives 3 turnovers is when the opposing team has a quarterback like Zach Wilson. Still has an offense being ran by Nathaniel Hackett and led by Zach Wilson. So there's some stutters as they try to work out this automatic. They're stalling a little bit, but you see when they get it in gear at times, like, yo, this can move. So against the elite quarterbacks so far of this league, the Jets have looked great. They may not have always started as fast as you want to be, but they have looked great. lot of these guys ain't putting up great numbers. Nah, their QBRs or some of the worst QBRs they've had all season. And what also makes this even more special, that's the reason why I call this a blowout. What made this even more special, of course, in these three interceptions, the New York Jets did not have their top three cornerbacks. There's no sauce. This is sauceless. This is as bland of cooking that you can have. No sauce, no salt, no pepper. This is your chicken looking completely white, outside and inside. Speaking of, I want to go back for a third plate. I think I'm just gonna finish off that pork. That's what made this even more impressive. They don't have their three top cornerbacks. So this also goes back to some of the, we see there's a Ronald McDonald that keeps posting this podcast in here. Thank you for posting your podcast, and how rude without even asking. Like, at least ask. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm not gonna say no, but at least ask first. At least come and join. At least join my podcast and provide some content before you just post your podcast all over the place. Don't do that again, Ronald. I don't want to have words with you. I mean, unless it's sports or life or sports life. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, my throat is dry. Pause. It's real super dry. That's what you're hearing. This is a dry throat. Oh, that's good. That's real good. So that was good, and that just shows you how good the New York Jets defense is. When you can lose three of your cornerbacks and still have enough depth to replace them, because that's part of the reason why they were so braggadocious, reason why they were so confident. I don't know if you heard Rex Ryan talk about this defense to be coming into the season, right? He talked about the depth at the skill positions, the depth at the line positions, where even Bart Scott, where you can have guys coming in, play 10, 15, 20 snaps, and then those same guys you may not see again until the end of the second quarter, because they have so many guys that they can keep bringing in and out to keep guys fresh and to keep guys on rotation, that when the opposing side's offense is going through play number 60, play number 80, play number 50, this guy is still on play number 18, play number 20, fresh, still got bounce in his legs, pep in his step, a little wild in his smile. Cause you know what we say, if I'm not smiling, I'm not wild. If I'm not wilding, I'm not smiling. I'm smiling all the time. Like, this podcaster likes to smile all the time, smile all the time, smile all the time. That's the reason why even in this game, the first scoring drive for the Philadelphia Eagles is a 19 play drive for 90 yards. The New York Jets defense isn't gassed, and they're not gashed. They have the rotation. Now, that's what helps with the rotation. But now that obviously, if you have three cornerbacks out, that ends up shortening what you have to work with and your rotation off the bench. I think there's a guy that literally came off the couch. If I heard him mention like, "Oh, straight off the couch," because he was literally at home on the couch and he got a call up. I don't know if it was a Jets game. I don't know which game I was watching when I heard it. I think it could have been the Jets game. I may have to replay the Jets game and listen to the beginning to see if it was. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We're gonna have 2 straight days of podcasting. We're gonna podcast today. We're gonna give you some good time. We're gonna podcast tomorrow. We're gonna give you that time as well. So like I said, it just wasn't yesterday. Like yesterday, I just really had to go and try to work out some things, and I wanted to scout out the area at Sharkies. They've made some structural changes, right? Some decorative changes as well. And if we're going to continue the show there outside, then I wanted to see exactly what I'll work with, what some of the obstacles I may run into. And one of the things I could I realized from before is that I'm gonna have to get some table lights. Right, excuse me, or some lights that can at least fit on something that's that at least this table size at least. Because now I'm gonna end up sitting on their outside bar. That's what I'm thinking. That's where things are going right now. So we'll see how these things continue to work out. How I feel about it. I'll probably end up. This is nothing that you guys even need to know about. You guys wouldn't even have known if I even said it. But when I take my first break, I'm probably going to end up switching which commercial is going to be, so that I can get up from my seat and go get more bud. Like that's a fact. Like, these are full blown facts. I gotta be honest with you guys. Like I said, this is life, baby. This is life. So yeah, that switchability on defense is what was what Rex Ryan was talking about, right? What Bart Scott was talking about. You're starting to see the benefits of it, right? Like I said, and Philly started to see how difficult it is. Like I said, you get a 19-yard drive. Normally, that defense is gas, and then also it doesn't help that the Jets offense gives the ball back really. Now, granted, I think they put up a field goal, right? They match it with a field goal, but it's not like they match it with a 12-yard drive of their own. No, they make it down they make it down the field pretty quickly, kick a field goal, and that defense is right back out there. So that's also part of the reason to have that depth, thinking that damn, we may be out here a lot, and I know we may be elite, but there's only you only could be so elite when fatigued. Right? When you're fatigued, you start cheating and trying to cheat with your eliteness. But if I can keep these guys fresh because with depth, then I don't ever have to worry about them being gas. And we're seeing some of this. We're seeing some of this. Right now, the point of the game where I'm at, it is 14-12 Philly with under 4 minutes to go, and the Jets just punted to Philly. They tried to take the punt back, and he got stood up at the 20-yard line. I think from this point on, we're gonna keep on giving you updates because we're gonna walk you through this excitement again. We're gonna walk you through this excitement again. This has been a grind out game. This has been a grind out game all game, right? And I think I told you the end score if you remember. But this has been a grind out game all game. And as you can see right now, the New York Jets they were close. They thought they had opportunity, but no, they had to punt this ball away. Right? It's 14-12 right now as we speak. 14-12 with 4.5 minutes to go. Let's call it damn near 5 minutes to go. Philly has the ball. Philly has all of their timeouts. The New York Jets have two timeouts. Falls back, screen pass, lucky enough to get it back to the line of scrimmage. I think it's going to be maybe 2nd and 11, but or still 2nd and 10. But mine have the MyT have fallen. Oh, have the MyT have fallen. Because as the Jets game was beginning, right? I told you there were no undefeated teams after this week. As the Jets game was beginning, and I wish Chill Will was here. Let me see if I got Chill Will in the room. Nah, no, we don't got no Chill Will today. He's my senior Cleveland correspondent, and he's the Ohio fan. They run for a first down. They actually gave him 3 yards on that. It was 2nd and 7, and then they run for another first down. So they're gashing it. They're running, gashing it. They're trying to eat up this clock, right? Like they're supposed to do. Just keep eating, keep eating. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. That's what you're supposed to do. New York Jets haven't used their timeouts yet. Clock is still ticking. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. And as I mentioned, as the Jets game was beginning, the San Francisco And Cleveland game was coming to an end with the San Francisco 49ers having a field goal opportunity to win the game with 12 seconds left, 3rd and 7. And this is the part that baffled me. Because I don't know if a rule changed, if I just wasn't aware of the rule. But on 3rd and 7, they kicked the field goal. It's a 41-yard field goal that San Francisco attempts. And they go wide right. Ihorn is Finkel. Finkel is Ihorn. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left to go. 3rd and 7. Jets versus Philly. 12 seconds left. San Francisco versus Cleveland. 3rd and 7. 41 yards. Timeout, Philly. Kicker comes up. Kicker kicks. Wide right. Now, this is where my interpretation of the game of what happened, I guess, is misconstrued. If you kicked on 3rd and 7, on third down, and you missed, I thought you get a second crack at it, unless the other team catches the ball. Or does that just, or because what just happened, you kicked it, basically you kick it and you kick it out the end zone, does that automatically make it a touchback? If that doesn't happen. And if that's the case, why wouldn't more people kick on third down in specific scenarios? That way they at least get pushed back to the 20 versus I don't know. Wait, I don't know. So I wasn't sure what happened there, but nope. Game's over. No second chances. No indication, just turnover on downs. Game's over. Cleveland gets the ball back. They go into victory formation, and that game is over. The New York Jets have no clue about this when this is happening. Like I said, when the game is over in San Fran, the New York Jets are on the field. Their game has already started. Now they may have got a whiff of it at halftime. That hey, guess what? San Francisco lost any given Sunday. Anybody can be beat. I don't know why. I got Spanish all of a sudden. Oh man. So let's see. Philly gets the ball back. Number 1st and 10. 2 minutes, 24 seconds left to go. But San Francisco couldn't pull it off. New York Jets were motivated in many different ways by Aaron Rodgers, probably at halftime by what was going on, probably by the fact that there was some extra chirping going on for the Philadelphia Eagles players that they really wanted to make sure that they put him in line. It could have been all of that. But all I know is my New York Jets came away with the victory, and I Be back up. There we go. Let's go. Alrighty, so we're back. And okay, so it's 39. Jalen Hurts throws and it's intercepted. 50-yard line. 40, 30, 20. He's stumbling, rumbling, fumbling at the 9-yard line. A minute, 50 seconds left to go. And this is where the controversy starts. Now, this is one of those, what they call it, first world problems, controversy, because you won. Ultimately they end up winning this game. But what's about to happen next is basically the set of first world problems that they have, because obviously now there's about a minute and 50 seconds left to go. It starts becoming like a chess match now. It's 12-14. You have to think to yourself, as an offense, what do we need here? What should we do? Right? You got to figure we got a dynamic runner. We got a couple dynamic runners. What we're going to do here is that we're going to keep trying to punch this ball in until we get in. And then you got to think, if you're a defense as well, what do we want to do here? Do we want to keep trying to stop them? Eventually they're going to get in, or if we keep trying to stop them and all they do is run, they can bring this down to the very last moment and kick a field goal, and then maybe we only have 25 seconds, 24 seconds, not enough time to try to maybe march down the field, especially based off how good this defense has played. So do we just let them score, which is what they did? Only 4 seconds went off the scoreboard. There's a minute 46 seconds left to go. Brees Hall runs it in for a touchdown, scores 14-18. So at least the way the New York Jets say that, we're going to try to score regardless if they want to give it to us or not. They didn't do what Patrick Mahomes did to them a couple weeks ago, where he slid on the 1-yard line and let time run out. He was like, no, I'm going to take this all the way in. They go for the 2-point conversion. He zips it in there. Randall Cobb gets it. It looked like he was hurt for a second, but nope, he gets up and shakes it off. And then he tells you, oh, hold me up. I'm kind of hurt. Hold me up, baby. I told you I was going to get that pork. Oh, no. Did I tell you guys that? Did I say that when I got it outside? I definitely want to go get the bud, though. So ultimately, this is how this game ends. Because now what happens? Okay, a minute 46 now. It's a 6-point game. Now you definitely need a field goal to beat us. Right? I mean, definitely need a touchdown to beat us. Definitely. Full-blown touchdown is needed. Versus when it was 12-14, let's say they managed to stop them for some reason, right? They keep busting their heads against the wall. They stop them. They kick a field goal. Now it's only 14-15. 25 seconds may be just enough time. Hey, if you had Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady, would you be scared? Then what I say is that you take that healthy respect of this game and realize that any given moment anybody could have a game breaking play, and think like, they can make it down the field in 25 seconds, at least far enough to get in field goal range. So let's score to at least have to force the touchdown, force the full blown touchdown. And up until this point, like I said, only one touchdown have been scored. By ooh, I ain't lose that sucker. I got just the pineapple in there. I don't know why y'all don't realize how well ham and pineapple go together. Or pork and pineapple. Do you realize that, but you just don't want it on your pizza? It's not just pineapple you put on pizza. You put in ham and pineapple. Gotta get your meat in there. Pause. They made their first incompletion. Minute 41 left. Clock will stop. 2-10. 2nd and 10. Where my water at? Jalen Hurts scrambles from the 20-yard line. He throws it, catches it, get the first down. I think he may have got to the 35, 40-yard line. Who is this? Who's out here trying to holler at your boy? Nobody. I don't know who that's. I think that's some notification from somewhere. Let's move on to our topic, but we're gonna finish this off. We're gonna make sure that we get this game in here too. But I said San Francisco and the Philadelphia Eagles were the only ones out here, right, taking L's. Right? And the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns were the only ones out here fighting for their lives. Right? The same thing was going on with the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces. Throw the ball. They get to him on 3rd and 10. Now it's 4th down and 8. A minute 24 left. Tackled him inbounds. Philly has to take a timeout on that one. But talk about this New York Liberty as they were facing elimination. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this here on the podcast or I told it to somebody else, and I have to apologize to him. But I really thought, and I could apologize on the podcast already. I really thought that New York Liberty, or not the New York Liberty, but the WNBA finals were a 7-game series. I thought everything else was 5, but the finals. I thought the finals were 7. Honestly, I think we need 7 games. Like, why not? I know women won't mind. I know the product won't mind. Jalen Hurts takes a shot all the way downfield, and he is almost intercepted for the 4th time, but the ball literally drops out of his hand as he's going down. This is how many times Jets defense and their secondary gets their hands on balls. Pause. But gets their hands on interceptions and potential interceptions. We're talking about they're getting 4 of these a game of at least the ball touching their hands and should be catchable. Sometimes they're getting 5 or 6 of those a game. They have great timing, a great nose for it, and then some great ball hawks. That's another thing about it. I forgot who it is. I think it's number 38 or whatever it is. They have some great ball hawks out there. Well, here we are with a minute and 5 seconds left to go. Jets get the ball back, right? Maybe a little bit more than that. A minute and 8 maybe. And they get in victory formation. 20-14. Over the reigning defending NFC champions. Philadelphia. I can fly as high as an eagle, but not higher than a jet. That was the last piece. That was good. Oh, that was the whole pen collection. Wait a minute, is that the pen collection I was looking for? That is so 100% the pens I was looking for. I knew I had some more pens somewhere. Those are the ones I was looking for. That's funny. Oh man, I don't know how I overlooked them. Maybe that's why I felt it. Like, yo, I've been right here the whole time. Like, you looked at me 5 different times and then passed right by me. Let's get into it, right, ladies? Let's get fully into it. So New York Liberty end up surviving against the Las Vegas Aces. Now I call it surviving because they survived the elimination. It was not a game that they survived, and they blew them out this game and basically led wire to wire. At points, The Aces would bring this game in close, but for the most part, the Liberty ended up leading this game for the majority of this game. Now, the leader all scorers was I want to say her first name is Chelsea. I'm not looking at the names. Kelsey or maybe Chelsea Plum. She led all scores with 29 points, but her 29 points was not enough to go ahead and help these Aces get victory. As Jonquil Jones would finish with 27 points and add 8 rebounds along with it. You saw Brianna Stewart add 20 points and 12 rebounds as well. Sabrina Ionescu continues to struggle on offense as she only put up 9 points, but she was able to add 11 assists with her struggling 9 points. Courtney Vandersloot, she continues to be impressive. We'll give you her numbers in just a second. But Britt Janey, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Britt Janey Laney, she would also continue to shine in her role. She's been a bright star, right, for us this whole entire year. She would add 12 points to the game as I mentioned, Brittany not Brittany, but Vandersloot as well, as she adds 12 points, but not just 12 points. She also adds 6 assists and 7 rebounds as well. And I think out of all of them, I give the biggest big up to Courtney Vandersloot because she is really that Swiss Army knife player. As you can see, right, this 12, 6, and 7 is kind of like averaging a triple double in the NBA. That's how you kind of have to look at it. Like these numbers are impressive, but more than anything, it kind of shows you the Renaissance woman that she is because her 12, 6, and 7 puts her in top 3 in each one of those categories for the New York Liberty. 12 points is top 3 in scoring for the team in this game. 7 rebounds is top 3 in rebounds. 6 assists is top 3 in assists. Like so, she's the one person doing a little bit of everything for this team. Right? She's basically the Josh Hart of this team. And I don't know if you know one thing about about Vandersloot. It's a good thing that we have her because with Sabrina struggling, we have somebody else out there that can hit big shots in big moments and without any pressure. We're talking about this girl is a sniper, like she is cold blooded. We're talking about she has a like she has an icebox where her heart used to be, and she shoots like it. The next game that they play is going to be on Wednesday, where we're gonna have to see if the New York Liberty can, and we're hoping for it here, not only for personal reasons, but also so we can talk about it, right? But we're gonna hope that the New York Liberty, sorry, I can't help myself sometimes. But we're gonna hope that hope they can win this game and force a game 5, an elimination game 5. I was about to say elimination game 7, but they can force. Damn it! Wait, let's see. Damn it! Nope, I got it. They can force an elimination game 5, not a game 7, as the final round is not game 7, and I hope they change that. I really do, man. Like I hope they try to get this in the new CBA. I'm gonna have to at the WNBA, at Brianna Stewart, at the New York Liberty, like yo, I thought the finals was 7 games, B. I really did, and maybe because most finals don't go to 5 games, right? At least not to my memory, right? So I guess that's why I never really realized these always washes are done early, right? No, wait, did the Washington Mystics win with? Is it Washington? What was the score? We had Washington with Elena Della Don. I can't remember. Was that a 5-game series? I'm trying to remember. I can't recall it. I can't remember how many games that won. Trying to think what game I should put on next as that game just finished. You know what? I'm gonna do you a favor, Dolphins fans, because you guys have been excited enough in this local market for me to have to put games on. Where you at right here? Dolphins versus Carolina Panthers. This was a wash. We're gonna talk about this game in a little bit. Later on down the road as well too. So don't think we're just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna talk about the New York Jets, and you know that commercial, right? Not that commercial. You know that meme where that one guy is popping bottles, right, and popping champagne and shit on the podium, and they're like fifth, right? Yeah, I don't want to be that person, so we definitely gonna make sure we talk some Miami Dolphins, because also we'll be reckless in this market not to talk Dolphins. Look at that. This dude reminds me of my boy Diego, the Dolphins head coach. Right, yo, I'm telling you right now, my boy DJ D Ray, if he wanted to, he can go dressed as Coach Mike Daniels for Halloween, and I think he can get away with it. And I think that not only could he get away with it, he can benefit from it as he gets away with it. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Sorry, ladies, yo, I'm taking up all your time. I've taken up all your time, right? But it's been for good reasons, right? Because the next portion of this is a little bit more tea of the weekend, but it just happens to revolve around all these ladies out here recently. Like, I'm trying to figure out which one I want to start because some of these are long, some of these are like it's just some of the weirdo shit that's going on out here, right? Like for instance, like the whole thing with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, right? And the fact that it seems that every chance that Jada gets, that she's taking a stab at Will, right? And I'm trying to remember, right, if Will ever talked about her being like. I mean, I'm trying to remember in all these interviews in the past if Will Smith ever talked about, but it seems like if there was any time for Will Smith to be like,
Keep my name out your fucking mouth.
it would be now, right? If there was any time for him to be like that, you would think it would be right now. Because she is going everywhere bashing him. And you know what? Maybe the smart thing or the right thing to do is just to take the high horse. Let her continue to go out here. Because the more she goes out to me and keeps taking jabs at him, the more the shift turns from, damn, why did Will Smith lose it and smack Chris Rock, to being like, damn, this is who he's had to deal with all these years? Because she's coming off looking like the bozo. Like she's starting to come and looking like the bad guy. Like she's starting to come and look like she was the emotionally abusive partner in this marriage, in this relationship. Sorry, according to her, this hasn't for here. Will Smith say wife, then it was wild to her because they haven't been husband and wife for years now. He had it, yet they over here doing a show consistently every week, and he's saying husband, wife, husband, this. Like, yo, crazy. Just crazy. Crazy. Like, yeah. Like, I guess I never saw the red carpet or the red table show. I wonder if it was the show to try to get their family on TV and show how dope their life was, or was it the show to try to air out, like try to get some therapy in there, like some real therapy, and have an open space to be able to talk about the stuff that he really couldn't talk, and that was the real goal behind it, and eventually drag out the fact that his wife's been this, basically she's Mariah Carey, right? And he needs to blink twice and try to find an escape, because what she is doing is wild. And honestly, every time now I hear her talk, all I can think about is Will Smith saying,
Keep my name out your fucking mouth.
because why at this point? I guess it's weird because it must be the only thing keeping her relevant is her beef with her husband. Because other than that, what do you know that Jada Pinkett Smith is doing? What movie is she in? What song is she in? What show is she in? Like, I couldn't tell you one thing about what she's doing from a career standpoint. I mean, well, the last thing I remember her being in was that The Matrix? Or was that Holly Berry? Am I confusing her? Am I? I'm gonna let that one go. Right, and there's all these broads, right? Things are just weird, like just some bunch of weirdos, right? Like,
Hey, lady.
like Sexy Red, right? I know it always gets weird. These times are becoming blurred to me and weird because I feel like I am knowing way too much about some of these rappers that I would like to know. But I like to be in the know about certain rappers, and I love me a good female rapper. But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, yo, you ladies may need to stop. Y'all are setting some really bad examples. But you know what? We were doing the same thing with the gangster rap in our era. And listen, and a lot of us turn into wannabe gangsters. And well, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna have a lot of wannabe hoes. But what ends up with being wannabe gangsters and wannabe hoes is that you end up doing real gangster shit or real hoe shit, and you have to pay your wannabe gangster times with real life consequences, and that's what's gonna end up happening to you guys. Like, did I just hear Shooky the Snooky, whatever, out here crying that they won't stop bringing up my past? Everybody did whole shit. Like, listen, you guys, is only you. And, the people that are crying about it it's like you and that not Brittany Griner. What's her name? Brittany Rayner chick. Yeah, it's about how you did. Like, listen, we haven't let Kim Kardashian let that shit down. Like, don't think that Kim Kardashian has just outlived that shit. No, 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 no. Just you didn't hear somebody recently just ask her, what are you gonna tell your kids mommy did to get famous? Oh, I'm never saying that. No, you fucked Ray J. That's never gonna be let down. Kim Kardashian, lawyer. She studied to be a lawyer, which was probably I think is the only righteous thing that she's actually did. Truly successful thing she's actually, the legitimate thing that she's actually did, respectable thing she's actually did. The social media icon, or the not so, but the what is it? Not social media. Ah, crap. When they follow your life all the time, lifestyle or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, right? Reality store lifestyle or whatever. Like, that's only because you fucked Ray J. Like, nobody respects it except for other hoes. Like let's be serious. Like that's the only people that really respect. Like, say what you want. So yeah, it's not gonna be let down. And I know you guys wanted to, but that's how you came up. It's like saying, like, it's all of a sudden having roots and then be like and wanted to hold on to your roots, but then we don't want people to remember your roots. Like, no, those are your roots. Your roots will forever be your roots. So Snooky the Nookie, like, I'm sorry, shorty, like they not gonna let that shit down. Like, that's gonna forever be like who you is. Listen, as far as successful in other ventures that Mia Khalifa has been, like, everybody still knows her as the porn star. And we've had plenty of porn stars that left that industry and did other things. What they've learned to do is embrace the fact that that they were sex icons, right? Or they were sex symbols before then. Because that's really what you've made yourself into, is a sex symbol, right? They've embraced it when they went to their other ventures and was able to laugh at it. But when you over here crying, looking for sympathy, nobody's gonna give you any sympathy. I'm gonna teach you something my uncle taught me. If you want sympathy, anytime you're looking for sympathy, open up a dictionary and look between shit and syphilis, and there's gonna be the only place you're gonna get sympathy in this world. You broads cry too much for no good goddamn reason. Expect everybody like to come and run to your back. Everybody got hard times. Everybody got hard days. Deal with that shit. Now, as I say about that, I wasn't supposed to be talking about Snooki the Nookie because I don't even know her real name, so I didn't even write her down. Right? Who I didn't write down was Sexy Red Brain Prego, because like I find this whole entire scenario wild to me. Right? As I'm talking about people with leaked mixtapes, right? Or leaked sex tapes. I'm gonna bring these captions here. Let me see if I got anybody in shit. Right? As I'm talking about these leaked sex tapes, because like, Sexy Red has this leaked sex tape that she says she didn't leak, right? Which we all know is super questionable. And also, she probably leaked it and realized that you know what, you're not gonna benefit from it because you're the celebrity in this picture. The person fucking you is the Kim Kardashian. Like they're the one fucking the celebrity. But or it has to be like two celebrities, like Pamela Anderson Lee and Tommy Lee Jones, or whatever they were. Or was it Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson? But they ended up getting married. She was Pamela Anderson. It's funny how this name, I just call her Pamela Anderson Lee and Tommy Lee. May have combined a couple of people here. Ooh, we see a nice little hurdle by this Carolina player. Yeah, stop that. They're gonna start learning that. Tremble. All right. They'll undercut you, have you trembling on the floor, have you looking like two out there. What's going on, Losa? So it's wild to me, right? Like I said, I know way too much about these people that I really like to know because I don't look it up, right? It just pops up on my algorithm, and I guess my algorithm is working because I want to know what's going on in hip hop. I love to know what's going on with female rappers all the goddamn time, and I guess these must be the two hottest female rappers because I feel like 3 months ago I feel like I was being force fed everything Ice Spice, right? Oh, sorry, Bronx Spice. No, Ice Spice, Bronx Spice. Okay, it's Ice Spice to you guys. We call her Bronx Spice on the podcast. I was getting confused, right? But it was between Sexy Red, right, and Bronx Spice, or I was transitioned from Bronx Spice over to Sexy Red, and I know way too much. Like for the fact that like I know that she has a baby daddy, and her baby daddy's in jail, and yet right now she's pregnant, and yet she's saying that she didn't leak her sex tape. But also, her baby daddy called her literally while she was doing a podcast, an interview for a podcast, to question her. Was when he was on a podcast or was she on live? She was on something. And we heard the conversation. Her baby daddy's calling her, questioning her. Yo, why she having dudes twerk on her? Because some dude twerked on her on a podcast for like 5 seconds. He called from in jail to check her ass. He's like, nah, yeah, you know, that's baby daddy, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Right? And the fact that she's pregnant now, right? When her baby daddy was wilding from the fact that she had a dude twerking on her, I gotta figure like her baby daddy been in there sick from the moment she had the sex tape pop out. Like, I knew this bitch was cheating on me over here, fucking other niggas raw and shit. Yo, I swear to God, when I see this bitch, I'm gonna break her fucking face. I don't care how famous she is. Yo, she think because she famous, I'm gonna punch in her shit again. And that's what got me in here the first time. I ain't scared to go back. I ain't scared to have a nigga fuck me in the ass. It's a movie line. I switched over. You know what I mean? So I find that whole scenario wild. But what I find even wilder is that since the moment I've seen her, I always thought she looked very Men in Blackish. Right? Like the worms from Men in Black. I always thought she looked very Men in Blackish. And now it makes sense to me on why I always thought her stomach looked kind of, I don't want to say deformed, because deformed ain't the right word, but it looked extra smooth. It looked awkward. And now I realized like the reason for that smoothness is because that skin was stretching. Like she was fully prego. And how the fuck she get pregnant with her baby daddy in jail? I don't know. That's not for us to know. I'm just listen. I just hope that my algorithm feeds me the information that I need to know so we can continue to talk about this here on the podcast. Whether we laugh at it or whether we laugh at it or we cry about it. We ain't gonna cry about it. But either way, hopefully it don't get tragic. But hopefully it gets something that we can laugh about for real, for real. Now you know it's not something to laugh about this broad Kisiri, whatever her name, Godradick. Kisiri Godradick. Right? Kairisi Godradick. Kairisi Godradick. Yep, there we go. That's the name. Kairisi Godradick. Who's Kairisi Godradick? That's the chick that accused Kevin Porter Jr. of laying hands on her. Now she needs to be arrested. I'm sorry. Like far too often, see, like because what happens is that these allegations, whether they come out to be true or not, between the time frame that the allegation is made and the innocence is proven, the damage is done. And these broads are allowed to keep making these allegations um without without punishment, without repercussions. Because Kevin Porter Jr. If this is correct, and this is the same person, and I hope I have this because I seen it all pop up, and I want to make sure that I'm not confusing people's names here. But if I'm not mistaken, Kevin Porter Jr. Not only had he lost his place on his team, but they end up re-signing him. They re-signed him so that they can go ahead and trade him. He got traded over to Oklahoma City with I think with 2 second-round picks. Oklahoma City says they have no plan on keeping him, and they're going to plan on and they're going to release him, and he's innocent. And I find this crazy because you got Miles Bridges in Charlotte who's guilty still on the roster. And Miles Bridges, who's innocent, loses his job. NBA, make it make sense. NBA, make it make sense. How is Miles Bridges on the team and Kai Jones not? How is Miles Bridges on the team and Kevin Porter's not? Right now, if I know, and I know it's weird. And listen, I know as a fan, I want these guys on my team. I know my coach probably would not utilize them well or allow them on the team. I would love to have Kai Jones and Kevin Porter Jr. on my team right now on the New York Knicks. I would love to see them both on the team. And I have to earn minutes. Kai Jones, as we talking about him, right? And we're going to switch back into the ladies because we're not done with the ladies yet. I end up learning that he's Bahamian. So when I heard him talking, right? And everybody thought he was tweaking, right? I see him sweating, whatever. I still thought maybe he was on something, right? And maybe he was running through. He could have been a regular washout because he's Bahamian. He's from the islands. When I heard him talk, I was like, so the real question I'm trying to figure out is he from Trini, or is he or is he Guyanese? Bahamian. Should have realized it. Bahamian. That's the other one where their patois kind of sounds like that. Right? There's certain inflections and more not even so more short inflections, right? But there's certain verbiage that they use, right? That lets you kind of know, okay, this ain't Jamaican, right? This is probably Trinidadian. This maybe not Trinidad. That's maybe Guyanese. You know what I mean? Wait, hold on. But no, Bahamian. I was like, nah, he ain't tweaking. What he is, he sounded like a Bahamian that may have also Southern, and whatever this generation is, influences. He talks like how this generation talks. Had a little Southern drawl in there, right? Like some Atlanta motherfuckers, right? As well as you can hear the Bahamian influence or mannerism, upbringing as well too. With some, so you can hear it all the island in there. So it was all that. It was like island, southern, and age, right? Era. But I hope things work out for Kai Jones. I don't know what's going on there. We got a couple minutes before we have to take our next break already. I guess so. That's quick. That was real quick. Wait, hold on. Let's look somewhere else. Because that may be too damn quick. Yeah, a little quicker than what we anticipate. So you know what though? I don't have anybody on this feed right now. Let's go ahead and switch that over, and then we'll just give them the regular break. We'll still give everybody a regular break afterwards. Normally, I use that second break to go ahead and switch over feeds, but you know what? I used the break I normally do for that time anyway. This is getting way too in depth, Just know I pulled the switcheroo, so I could go get Bud. So this actually works out perfectly anyway. So like I said, there's that chick Kyrie's girl, like she accused Kevin Porter Jr. of laying hands on her, and now it comes back those allegations are false. And I fully believe that she should be locked up and behind bars because what she not because to be honest with you, that's basically giving a false statement and lying under oath. There should be some kind of penal repercussion for that. This shit kills me because listen, if it happens, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants that to happen. But too often, right? Just because you're ending the relationship and you want to break things off, like that's what these women resort to because they don't want their heart broken. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to lose their meal ticket because some of them are just leeches at times. Like that was my ex. She was a leech. She was one of those people. The moment I wanted to break up, oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, you hit me. Oh my god, this and that. Like every excuse popped up because she was a leech. And the very last one, not all of you. I know a couple of you listen to the podcast. You know I'm not talking about you. Right, the one you know I'm not talking about you. The ones that can still call me to this day. We can still have casual, cordial conversation. We can still be in the same room. You can ask me to babysit your kids. You understand? Like you could walk around me half naked to this day, and I'll just peek up the corner of my eye and be like, God damn, right? I'm joking. You know what I mean? Like no, but you like I'm not talking about you. It's like there's one particular I'm talking about because the other one is dead, and so I can't talk about her, right? Right? But there's one in particularly I'm talking about, right? And that was the very last one. The rest of you is good. Go all Gucci. We good here. It's all love. And listen, only one of these ladies here that falls into that category is that Kyrie's got Zurich chick. Like Jada, she ain't quite there yet. Jada, she's just manipulative as fuck. Like that's what actually Jada's what happens when you end up marrying that broad and you end up being with them for the long term and you're trapped already. When what happens when you get out of there early, that's when the other stuff comes. That single white female in them comes out. They start bleaching your clothes and boiling rabbits in your kitchen. Yo, single white female. If some of you guys have not seen it, and I'm gonna say guys, if some of you guys have not seen it, you need to go watch that movie because there's some red flags that go on in there that excuse me, that if you see it, then you realize that when you see these things happening to you, you be like, yeah, I can't fuck with Shorty. Like she giving or a single white female, and she don't have to be a single white female. Like it was just a thing that crazy broads did. It was a certain behavior, certain pattern. But let's move on. Let's get back into the sports. I think we did enough life for right now. We're gonna get back into some life shit a little bit later, right? This is gonna be a little bit more sports today. We're gonna get a little bit more life a little bit later. Ooh, you know what? I'm glad. I'm glad we're finally here because I wanted to get here for a minute because you know what I want to talk about the current with we're about what 6 weeks in the New York Jets are about to have their bye, and maybe this may be a little bit more constructive to do around I don't know week 8, but I think week 8 is old now, right? 1 quarters now. What do we have now? We have I guess week 6 is still too close. I guess we should be doing something after every like 5 games or so. Right? That'll take you 15 games in, and then the last 4. Yeah. But we're about 6 weeks in. And we made some early conference division or division leaders, right? Or some division winners, right? We made some division winner predictions earlier this year. And I just wanted to make this first little pit stop just to come out and see how we have fared up until now. And also, because we're doing real good. At least I felt like I was doing real good. And then I checked and I was like, damn, we should have checked also like a couple of weeks ago. Because I wanted to see if a couple of weeks ago I was going to be sounding crazy. Like that's really what the beauty is. Like, when am I sounding crazy? Because we all can sound right, but when am I sounding crazy? When can you make fun of me? I'm doing real good so far. I am doing real good so far. I am doing a little bit better, my friend, than I thought I was going to be doing. Just to let you know, right? So just to give you guys a reminder, in the NFC, I went with for the South. I went with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Can I get a little bit of what we got for this? Not that one. What about this one? Not that one. What about that one? Let's go there. Okay. So, as I was saying, for the NFC South, I first went with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For the NFC North, I went with the Detroit Lions. For the NFC West, we went with the San Francisco 49ers. And lastly, for the NFC East, we went with the Philadelphia Eagles. So far, just to get you guys know, right? Philly, check. Detroit in the north, check. Tampa Bay in the south, check. And San Francisco in the west, check. And I think we just continue to shine in the AFC. For the South, we went Jacksonville, check. In the North, we went Baltimore, check. In the West, we went Kansas City, check. And unfortunately, in the East, we went Miami and check. If everything stays the same, I guess it would just me being humble. I'll be lying to say I'll be shocked because that's exactly what I picked. Exactly how the standings look right now at week 6 is how I thought it was going to look at the end of the season. So I'm going to have to be wrong. I'm going to have to be wrong. Or I'm going to have to start picking the other 2 teams. Which I thought I did, right? I know I picked Dallas as one of them, right? I had Dallas as one of them. Where was this at? Let me see how deep I went. I went deep. That has been Dallas. So I definitely know that Dallas is going to be that other team. I just have to figure out. I didn't figure out the other one yet, and that should have been kind of easy, right? Because if it's not Miami, there's definitely going to be Buffalo. So let's get Dallas in here. We're gonna get Buffalo, and I have to look at the other guys. I really do. I really do because what's it? 2 wild card spots. I would love. I mean, I would absolutely love to say the Jets, but that would be pushing it, buddy. Right? That's like after that. Maybe that's why I paused it because really after those two teams, right, Dallas and Buffalo, it's kind of hard to kind of figure out who's gonna be that last spot. Let's give it to the Jets, even though I know I'm gonna be wrong, because that's what we haven't done so far. And shit, I put that on the wrong side. And let's give the other spot. Damn. This is tough because it's like, who do you believe in? And I want to say Seattle. Well, didn't Seattle make the playoffs last year? Did the Rams make the playoffs last year? And see, this is where I'm going to end up doing the research is going to end up coming into play because I'm going to look. I have to look to see who made the playoffs last year, right? Let's see here. 2022 playoffs. And that will help me pick the last spot, right? That will help me pick the last spot. Who's gonna make it? Because we know how major of a turnover there is in the NFL when it comes to their playoffs. So let's see if I can get this information back from last year. Okay, so we had the LA Chargers. They're not making it this year. The Jacksonville Jaguars, we said they were going to make it. Baltimore, we have them making it. Cincinnati, we don't know about them. Miami, Buffalo. So Cincinnati's probably going to be the team that doesn't make it. So I won't be picking them to make a comeback in here, and definitely not the Chargers. So that's at least two. Let's see. In the NFC, wait a minute, am I missing somebody else? Kansas City and Buffalo. Buffalo coming in as the wild card. No, not Kansas City and Buffalo. No, we didn't miss anybody. Yeah, Kansas City was what we missed. Kansas City had to buy. They're the team that gets the buy because it's only one buy now. Right, so there's 7 teams in one. Is it 7? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to put 7 teams in here. Chargers, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Cincy, Miami, Buffalo. What? I gotta put 2 teams in here. I gotta put 3 teams in here. That kind of makes it a little bit easier. Still a little bit harder because it makes me want to take out Cincinnati. I'm definitely leaving out the Chargers. So they're definitely the first 2 I'm taking out. Let's see who we have here. San Francisco, Seattle, Minnesota we know is out of here. Giants we know is out of here. Tampa Bay we have back in. Dallas we have back in. San Francisco we have back in. Seattle probably we may drag Seattle back in here. And Philly. And we have them back here again. That's when things get interesting. Because you wonder if this division could put in 3 again. And I'm talking about the NFC East. If they could put in the Washington, switch out Washington for the New York Giants, switch out the Giants for Washington. But I realize I got to give somebody a bye and then put in 6. Damn, 7 teams? How many teams make the damn? That's a lot of teams. I don't know why. Again, I guess that we do have the extra team. I don't know. I know I should know this, but sometimes you know how you don't. I feel like I got a boogie. Nose is tickling. No, sometimes you don't be realizing this stuff. There's so many rule changes they happen, and then something like little things you miss, like you know, but you don't know, you know, you forget it. That's what's happened here. So I have to put in two. Like I don't want to put in the Jets, but I guess I'm gonna have to put in the Jets and somebody else. But that really helps me get a decent feel of who I'm gonna want to put in, but definitely who's coming out, right? But not even who's coming out, who I don't want to put in, because now I have in this, right? I know that, right, that when it comes to the Chargers, like yeah, even if they are close, I'm not putting them in, right? So I'm not gonna fall for them. I'm not gonna try to squeeze them back in here. With Cincinnati struggling at the way that they are, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna think that they're gonna be the ones to overtake the division and come back in. Nope. I think we may just give that to Pittsburgh. I don't know. Like I'm thinking because Pittsburgh didn't make it last year either. And then we still got Vegas. So I may go Buffalo Jets Pittsburgh. I don't really believe in Vegas. Indy, Cleveland. I'm trying to think of the other teams. Like the teams that we're battling with, like the teams that are about 500 now. I said the Jets are 500, Pittsburgh are 3-2, but like I said, in the division with Baltimore. Indy's 3-3, Houston's 3-3, Vegas is 3-3. All of those 3-3 teams, you're kind of looking like, okay, which one of these teams is probably going to end up giving us problems the remainder of the season? I ain't gonna say the New York Jets have a cakewalk of a schedule for the remainder of the season, but it's not as bad as the beginning of the season is. And if they can play with that kind of intensity, they should come away with more wins than losses. They shouldn't even go be 50-50. They should come away with more wins than losses. Like you get two more wins. Like if you're able to go 2 games above 500 for the next, where we at now? We're at 6 games. We're 6 games in. We have about 12 more to go. So you go 8-4 over the next 12 games. You're looking at a record of 11-7. You leave yourself an opportunity. Like that's the goal. Like just try to get aim for 2 games above 500. That's not a lot to ask for. 2 games above 500. Let's try to finish off the season that. We made it through this part being 500. Let's try to finish off 2 games above 500. Let's take a look at the Jet schedule, right? I know I wanted to see exactly who they played and when they played them, right? Because I wasn't sure when the bye week is coming up. So yeah, the bye week is next week. And when we come out the bye, we play the Giants. I'm just gonna say winnable. We play the Chargers, winnable. A lot of these teams that we mentioned, right? We play the Raiders, winnable. We play the Bills in Buffalo. We beat them early this season, so we know that's winnable. But let's pay respect. Let's call it a loss. We play the Dolphins, winnable. In New York, winnable. We play the Falcons, winnable. Play the Texans, winnable. Play the Dolphins again in Miami, rough. Let's give them respect that we're going to split with them and not just blow them out the water. Then in the last 3 games is Washington, Cleveland, and New England. If New England just keeps doing what they do to us and giving us problems, there goes a loss. Now you're talking about trying to pick up one more win between Washington and Cleveland. Why am I only at 6 wins? How many games are left? I be bugging, don't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I was right. No, I gave us 12 games left. So still get above 500. There's 11 games left. Even if you go 6-5, that's 9. go 7-4 when I thought it was 8-4. That sounds a little bit harsher. We talk about 10-7. But still 10-7? Not bad. You allowed 4 losses. That's really what it boils down to. Yeah, let me run this again. Giants winnable, Chargers winnable. Maybe I didn't keep my numbers right. Raiders winnable. Bills at home, we'll give them their respect. Dolphins winnable. Falcons winnable. Texans winnable. Second time we playing the Dolphins, right? And then that's another loss. Like I said, at that point in time, there's 3 games left. You got 6 wins and 2 losses coming out the break. You can be 6-2. Now, the way I like to look at my philosophy, right? Okay, and again, let's say we lose to we're gonna lose to the Patriots, right? Let's give them their respect. So that means try to find a game. So then even if you split Washington and Cleveland, right? You got 1 game at home, 1 game on the road, right? Let's say you win, hopefully it's not this way, but you win against Washington, but you end up losing against Cleveland, lose against Patriots. You end the season on a 2-game losing streak, right? not ideal, but you went 7-4 now. You're now sitting at 10-7. Let the basketball gods, let the football gods take the rest from there. That could be enough to get into the playoffs, especially since you would have beaten teams like the Chargers, right? That I remember when we talked about like some of these 500 teams. Let's go back and review them a little bit, right? Where's these standings at? Let's go back and just review them real quick, because this is where this is where it starts to come into play, right? So we said that they have the Chargers, they're 2-3, but forget about them. We have the Raiders, they're 3-3. That's one of the teams we have to play. Did I say Houston? No, I didn't say Houston. We played Cleveland, they're 3-2. And I'm assuming, and they're not going to be 3-2, but let's say that they're one of the teams that's battling for that last spot with us, right? So when we play Cleveland at the end of the season, that's probably a game that's going to matter. We're probably going to need to win that game. So we're gonna try. So you're gonna have to try to get some of these tiebreakers out of the way, just in case it comes to you guys having a close schedule, or having a close record, I should say. See, the Falcons in the NFC, you don't have to worry about them. Commanders in the NFC, you don't have to worry about them, but it will be the Browns. Who else? The Raiders, and then we mentioned the Chargers as well. And you have a chance to in the head to head to go up on them when it comes to the standings in the end of the year. I think I'm gonna put the Jets in here. I think they really have a chance. If you can finish 3-3 for the first half of the season, you can finish 7-4 in the second half. 8-3 is more ideal. You do 8-3, and nobody needs to question Zach Wilson, because then you're talking about him finishing with a record of 11-6 this year. And just think if they're winning these games, right? Look at what Aaron Rodgers is doing, right? Do you mess up the chemistry they make to the playoffs? Do you sit Zach Wilson down and be like, "Hey, yo, you've done a good job. I'm going to finish out these last 3 games"? If he's been winning up to that point, do you or the last 4 games, do you bring him in December 17th, right? And have him playing against the Dolphins, playing against the Washington Commanders, playing against the Browns, playing against the Patriots for the last 4 games that are going to help determine if we make the wild card or not? This is what's being talked about out there. Now, while all of these teams, right, are talking about all these things I mentioned, right, are all playoff contenders, and they've managed to keep themselves in the playoff hunt, even 6 weeks in. You can be 6 weeks in and it basically be over for you. Because there are a bunch of teams already that have
You have failed this city.
they've already failed their city. They've already been eliminated. We're talking about there's a bunch. There are 5 teams out there that only have 1 or 0 losses for the season. Some of this we can take a little bit of glee. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're a Jets fan and just a pure Jets fan, a lot of this you like. There's a lot of this that you like, right? 40% of this you love on this list. Let's start off with the first one, right? Now, this one doesn't really affect you if you're a Jets fan. I don't know if it doesn't affect you if you're a Dolphins fan. We have the Chicago Bears. I think we've seen this for a while. We've seen this kind of on right and well. Chicago Bears, 1-5, and the Chicago Bears. At this point in time, we're just gonna call you eliminated from the playoffs officially.
You have failed this city.
Also, with only one win, almost said one win on their record. You have the Arizona Cardinals. We knew things was bad there. Their quarterback wasn't going to play. They did a fire sale. 6 weeks in, they have one win, and officially,
You have failed this city.
now there is one team worse than all of them. And I know I probably should save them for last, but they're not the ones that give any of us any kind of joy. Right? Things must be really blue in Carolina because they have a record of 0-6.
You have failed this city.
It's that's the worst of the worst. 0-6. But there's also 2 other teams that still mentioned. We're only halfway through this list that also have only one win on their record. If you're a Dolphins fan, you don't care about this. If you're a Jets fan, a pure Jets fan, pure Jets fan at its core, you are happy. You are finding solace, right? You are sitting there with your little laugh, taking joy in the fact Miami Dolphins are currently tied right now 14-14. They are the reason why the Carolina Panthers remain winless as they beat the brakes off of them in this game. Now I know this game starts off with Carolina coming off to a 14-0 lead. The Miami Dolphins they did not hesitate. They didn't break a sweat. They didn't even worry about it. They came back. They ended up getting those 14 points back, and from then on, it was basically the Miami Dolphins doing what the Miami Dolphins do, and that's swimming circles around the Panthers, or around teams. Period. This season, right? Now, as I mentioned, as a Dolphin fan, you don't care. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? Hit me up. I'll let you get a whiff after I play some basketball. We got some comments coming in from YouTube. We appreciate all the love. Oh man, these comments are wonderful. You know what? Let me pin one of them. Whoa, oh, pause. Oh, I can do that one. Let's go ahead and pin that one. Hey, these are some of the things that get said here on the Mighty Sports Podcast. I'll let you do it too. Love you too. Listen, I love all my listeners. I really do. I know I had a rant earlier, but I love all my listeners. If you listen to the podcast, I love you. Who you are, I love you. Right? Like seriously. Like you understand? Like there's some people I've messed with in the past, but like your moms can call me now, right, and tell me like something was wrong, and I'll be like, oh, what's wrong? La la la. Do you need my help? Do you need that? Like, what can I do? La 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 la. And those I don't gotta come out of pocket, like you know what I mean? It's like yo, I can do physically, like hey, help move some things around, like nailing a painting, lift some plywood. You know what I mean? Like take you like from point A to point B. I really don't mind too much. You know what I mean? Let's get back into the sports, though. Let's get back into the sports. So, also on this list of teams that have, in case you've forgotten,
You have failed this city.
we have the New York Giants. The New York Giants have one win this season. That one win was in the second game of the season after they went scoreless in the first game and scoreless through the first half for the first half of the second game. They finally came back to win a game against a team that they share a spot with on this list, the Arizona Cardinals. That's who they came back and beat. A team that this year has not even been trying to win. It took a heroic second half effort for the Giants to win. That was the second game of their season. Since then, they have reeled off 4 straight losses. Things are bad. And as I said, if you're a true Jets fan, right? If you're one of those pure Jets fans that completely hate the New York Giants, like there's Jets fans that the New York Giants aren't even on their radar. They don't give two shits about them. Actually, there's even a group of Jets fans, but like you know what? They're a New York team. I give love to everything New York. Like whatever, let them live. And there's a group of Jets fans that wish that they would get run over by a train and die and then fall into a ditch, and you know some gasoline will pour from that train. A random amber will catch that gasoline and burn you to ashes. And then those ashes will get caught up in a hurricane and be taken to the furthest parts of the earth and then frozen, where a polar bear will eat you and shit you out to the bottom of the sea, where crabs will devour you. And then some fishermen will it's the circle of life. Some fishermen will, will find you. Right? Sorry, not crab. You're gonna be eaten by some grouper or whatever the hell it is, right? Some bottom feeding fish. But some fisherman is going to find you, right? He's going to clean you up, right? Make you into a block of fish strip, right? A frozen block of fish strip that you will later on be used and turned into imitation crab meat, which you are going to use to put into your crab macaroni and cheese, which you will choke on because you ate it at a Super Bowl party but it wasn't for your team. That's how deeply the hatred is. Full blown down circle. When I say you, I mean somebody else down your family line is gonna get that imitation crab meat and choke on it because they're still a fan of the Giants. Like there's some Jets fans that feel like that. I'm not one of them. But there's some. So there's some Jets fans that are happy that the New York Giants have one win this season so far and have 5 losses. But the thing that puts a smile on not only the Miami Dolphins faces, but also the New York Giants faces, probably the New York Giants faces, but the New York Jets faces, and a lot of random other fan bases around the league, is the fact that the New England Patriots have one win underneath their belt. It's 1 win and 5 losses, and I'm telling you guys,
There's a parade inside my city, yeah.
there's a parade inside my city, yeah. on the fact that the Patriots are sucking ass. There's a parade inside my city, yeah, due to the fact that the New England Patriots.
You have failed this city.
One more time.
You have failed this city.
And I had another one, but I don't know where that one is. But there's a third one I want to give you too. But even if I can't give you the one that I want, there's definitely one that you deserve. Because I'm so glad that you're finally back down to the norm. I'm finally glad that you guys are back down to regular people status or regular team status. I am glad that you know what it looks like before you had Tom Brady. Because do you know what you were before without Tom Brady? Do you know what you were before then? Do you know what Bill Belichick was before then? He was a
Loser! You're a loser!
That's what he was. And I'm just finally glad that all of your comments, all of your karma is coming back to you. Everything that we have said about the New England Patriots over the last 20 years, it's exactly what their fan base is saying about them now. Listen, I feel like I'm gonna be a broken record because I'm gonna repeat this every single year, every single podcast, probably until Bill Belichick is gone, and probably a couple of years afterwards when they continue just to be a losing piece of crap. They call Bill Belichick a fraud. They said he's nothing without cheating. A bigger fraud than Lance Armstrong. Just the DC. These are their words. This is New England. Oh man. I thought I would never see this day. I thought that they had earned a bulletproof vest or some Teflon from this kind of hatred, but apparently they have not. And it is a beautiful thing to hear. And listen, when I tell people of other fan bases this, they are shocked. I'm like, no, I'm not making this up. This is really them. This is what they're saying up there. He's a bum. Daniel Jones has a noodle arm. They call him SpongeBob SquarePants. It's not R. Oh shit, let me not fall backward. That'll be my karma coming back to me. Oh man. Oh shit. This is that continues to be the gift that keeps on giving. I don't care. I think anytime I'm feeling down, lonely, right, upset, anything like that, I am just gonna replay and remember what the New England fan base feels about Bill Belichick 3 years after Tom Brady has left. Just 3 years in. The wild thing is that I still don't understand how Bill Belichick, the general manager, and Bill Belichick, the head coach, are not on the same page of what is required to win games. Bill Belichick, the general manager, gives Bill Belichick, the head coach, way too much credit and thinks that he can make that he can make magic out of anything, and he keeps giving him second-rate players because that's how they view the Tom Brady as a second-rate player. He was a seventh-round draft pick. You're a second-rate player that I made great, that we made great. Listen, week 6 was very telling. Week 6 was very, very telling. We did good with our picks. Like we actually did real good with our picks. All right, we went 10-5 out of the 15 picks. 10-5. That's not bad. I feel like that again. I always feel like these are numbers that you can bet on. Again, I ain't give you what it was like. You know what I mean? When beside the against the spread or nothing like that. We'll do that for Thursday night's game. All right, we'll definitely get you that for Thursday night game. All right, I know Thursday night game's gonna be a little bit harder because they like to give us a lot of trash on Thursday. But we were 10-5. Now there was some blowouts this week. There were a couple of blowouts. While most games were about a touchdown, were within a touchdown, there were a couple of teams that really, really put in some work. We're talking about put the ass whooping on. We're talking about put the ass right. We were talking about put the ass whooping on. Right? We're talking about margins of like 17 plus points coming in with like there's only three teams that had a double digit point differential in their victory, right? Coming in at third, Jacksonville over Indiana with a win of 37-20. And trust me, that sounds bad. That sounds about as bad as it is. Believe me, it is. But coming in second, the team that the New York Giants struggled against for a whole half. Los Angeles Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals 26-9, also beating them by 17 points. But leading all teams with the biggest point differential.
In Florida. Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run. Cocaine.
Well, those goddamn Miami Dolphins, boy. I swear, I tell you, them Dolphins, I reckon they put a working on them boys. And I know I said I got this game on the background, so it's gonna end up happening. You're gonna end up hearing the conclusion of this game before I end up talking about it. I mean, because I wanted to break it down like the Jets game. I wanted to give them some Jets love, some love like I give the Jets when I'm talking about this game. So I'll probably still run with that a little. But beat the Carolina Panthers 21-42. And you heard already, right? Carolina Panthers started off this game 14-0. This game right now, going into the half, right? Miami it's now 21-14. That's 21 straight points that the Miami Dolphins end up reeling off. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Carolina ends up scoring again, and then Miami Dolphins reel off another 21. 21. That's literally what we said, 21. It was 21. Miami had 21 at the half. The Carolina Panthers ended up with 21. This game was 114. Was 121-42, which was a 21-point win. 21. You have to play that in the lotto. 17-21-17. 34-26. 35. Why are you ladies so obsessed with the fake body parts? Like that, yo, your asses look horrible. Like, I mean, horrible. These fake asses look horrible. Like, Jesus, like you look like a capital P. And we're not even talking like a 3D one. We're talking about like a regular print one, like just. Sorry, I'm not feeling it. Like, you suck your waist in so much and everything. Like you guys don't look disfigured. Like, you really are. You're looking disfigured. Like, if you had body image issues before, you just gave yourself more. Because now you look disfigured, and you're probably gonna end up having health complications the older you get because of it. Just saying, like, cut it out. Like, stay real. Stay real, please. Like, or at least, like, I don't know. Let me stop. Let me leave you alone. I ain't gonna say like, yo, at least like make sure you add like some meat to the thighs at least, so you can make it look proportional or something. But not just the thighs. You can't stop at the thighs. You got to get all the way down to the calves and to the ankle. Like, you have to have It has to look like it's proportionate. And then if you're gonna suck in the tummy and get a six pack of the abs, you gotta get rid of this, right? And then you gotta get rid of the double elbow. Like you can't have the double elbow, right? And and running around with the six pack, them shits don't even fit. You know, you even in the gym. For how you got a six pack, but you got a double elbow? You got a six pack with grandma's cooking? You talking about you got a six pack with the Southern grandma, right? With the diabetes that still cooks with lard elbow? Like them shits don't match, ma. Yeah, cut that shit out. Cut it out. Like, stop it right now. Can't believe I cut it. Oh man. Ladies, I love you. I really do. I don't understand why you do what you do, really. Like, you don't understand, like, there is a group of men out there that just want to love you for everything that you are. But you guys are delusional. What y'all think niggas want? And expectations. Not about niggas want, you delusion your expectations. Like, sheesh. Reality is not there. This is why wars have been started. This is why motherfucking kings couldn't just be happy with the land that they had. Like their wife wanted them to try to take over all of Europe. Like, damn, I can't just have England. Next thing you know, niggas is dying. You know, Ming dynasty. You know, let me stop. Let's continue here, right? Miami Dolphins dominated. They dominated the Carolina Panthers 42-21, 21, right? As they end up having a 21-point lead after not having any points in the after not having any points in the first quarter, right? Started off this game 14-0, and then reeling off 21 by the end of the half. Yeah, they start the third quarter 14-21. Let me see, because I thought, if I remember correctly, I thought Carolina scored first, and like I said, then Miami reeled off another 21, but I couldn't be mistaken. So we'll be able to correct that before we end up seeing the end of this matchup. Now, as you guys know, right, we've done this in the past where we like to give a little big up to all of the top performers of the week. Now, with our top performers, we have a couple of stipulations, right? It's not 100 yards versus 117 yards. Wide receivers and running backs, right? For quarterbacks, you got to really be special. You trying to get a MyT recognition. So we need some MyT performances, right? This isn't just for MyT. We want you to be MyT to get recognized on the MyT Sports Podcast. So we look for 350 yards from the quarterback. We talking about special people. Especial. This is where we need like Modelo as our sponsor. You know what I mean? But more than that, because we need guys that go hard. Like full facts, we need people that go hard. So when we're looking at our weekly leaders, we want a little bit extra, not just 100 yards. Like I said, not just 100 yards. We want 117. Not just, hey now, hey now, hey now. Stop. All right, but also, there's also a priority above them all. We don't care about you unless you won. So you can have 131 yards like AJ Brown did, but you did it in a loss. So unfortunately, we can't recognize that. But Mr. CD Lamb from the oh wait. No, we'll still talk. We'll still make fun of them. Mr. CD Lamb from Dallas Cowboys. Right? We see you over there.
Big up.
Right. he gets some love, even though we don't like talk about Dallas. Like we gotta have to respect the production. And also, I forgot. I be forgetting it. You forget it. Travis Kelsey, his 124 yards, right? For the tight end from Kansas City. Um, Amon Ross St. Brown from Detroit with also 124 yards, right? Both of them in their wins. Kansas City over Denver and Detroit over Tampa Bay. Now they had a that, okay. That's the reason why I missed them. That was it the Thursday night game. I just missed that 20-4, 20-6 lead win. I really did just miss that completely. That was a 14-point blowout. That was another double digit victory. Impressive. Very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Listen, man, the fact that Detroit is looking as good as they are, that, again, not surprising, but I want to say refreshing to see. And still surprises you because, listen, I had them winning the division. Like I said, and go back, because what podcast did we do that on? In case you guys are wondering, like, nah, you just made that shit up, man. You ain't had all of them right. Yeah. Listen, I don't expect to be right all the way through week thing, but when on the let's see on the third episode of the show. So this was after week 1. We made this decision right after week 1. So either on episode 3 or episode 4 of this season. So that's track 549 or track 550. Like, yeah, listen, I don't expect now. That's the crazy thing about it. To have all of these teams, all the teams I expect to make the playoffs, right, or the division winners, I should say, be in leading their division right now through 6 weeks makes me worry because I it makes it hard for me to now fathom all of them maintaining that position through the next 12 weeks. That's hard. That's probably harder for me to believe. Like, yeah, listen, I could be right now. It's harder for me to believe that this is going to continue to be the same way. Now, what may end up happening is that we get some flux, right, between the top spots in a couple of these divisions, but ultimately, this is the picture that we still end up with. I can see that. But for this just to kind of maintain stat quo of what I predicted all the way through, no. And then it makes me realize I should have put money on this bitch. The fuck is wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I really need to start putting money where my mouth is. Like, that's $80. I could have just been like, hey, yo, actually, here goes $10 here goes $10 here goes $5 here goes $5 here, whatever. And pick each one to win their division. Everybody except for I would have had to see what the odds were on some of these. I would have figured Detroit would have been good odds. Did I put money on Detroit at least? I should check my books. Let's see if I put money on any of them to win the division. Thinking that the odds were decent. Let's see what I have open. I should have a couple of things. I hope I put money on the Liberty to win a championship. I wonder what the odds are right now. I might jump on it, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Do I have anything open right now? Nope. I can cash out right now, save some money. But I bet Michael Parsons to win Player of the Year, MVP. Wasn't a lot to win 1,000. We'll see what happens. That's all I got open. Have anything unsettled? Just that. What do I have settled? You don't have any settled. It's been too long. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at some of these odds, right? Because I bet you that he's gonna be in the futures, right? That the odds on, especially since all of these right now is exactly how it looks. I doubt the division odds are gonna remain the same. See, let's see. So the only, huh? It's actually, so let's see something. Let's see what this looks like. Because I would do small little bets just so I know that, okay, you know what? Here goes, like, let me put my money where my mouth is and make a bunch of, like I said, I'll make a bunch of $2 bets and not give two shits. But look, see, so there's no plus money on the Miami Dolphins winning, but for the Baltimore Ravens there is. It's plus 140. Jacksonville, no. Kansas City, hell no. Let's see, and that's the AFC. Let's see here. Where's the and then let's look at the NFC odds. NFC division odds. Philly, no. Detroit, hell no. Damn. New Orleans, yes. Who did I have? But I don't have them. I have Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay, yes. San Francisco, no. So if there was any money to be put out there, right? It would probably be on Tampa.